You're so cute, hun. So if you guys know Soo-Jin, she is the owner of Illumino Lashes in California in Oakland. And we're going to be talking to you guys today about a really, really cool device that she's invented. And she's come out with it for quite a while now, right? It's been about a year?
Less than.
Less than a
Since
year?
we really launched it in August. Like the
Okay.
first class was in August. So, but
Okay.
we've been working on it for 5 years.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I've worked with it before. Remember at the conference at Texas Big, and I've held it in my hands and I've seen you in action with it. It's actually a pretty neat device.
Yeah, and since you held that one, we've came out with a different version. So it just keeps getting lighter and faster and better as we progressed with launching it. And we're actually going to soon have other people using the newest version by basically swapping out, exchanging out for their old device. Because we
No
don't want people to feel
way.
left behind. Yeah, that was part of the program. I call it beta testing, and you guys are, like I call it, the students are testing it and letting me know. And then as we progressively change and make it better for the production run, then we're going to swap it out. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 months from now, we're going to be exchanging out. Everyone's going to get the new iPhone. I'm kidding.
Oh, don't you wish that happens? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I think iPhone does do that. Like if you buy like the slightly like older version and then they come out with like a new one like a week later, I think they will swap it out. You pay the difference,
That's
I think.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today, we're going to be talking about her new awesome Gel-Lys device. And we're going to get really into the nitty gritty of it because you've been getting a lot of heat lately. And I've been seeing a lot of stupid Facebook. I'm going to call it stupid because people, sorry guys, don't get offended. People out there are stupid and they don't know what they're
Fucking
talking about.
dumb. Uh-huh.
Yes, yes, they're really dumb. And lots of Facebook people, forums, and will post up a picture and then just spill their, opinions about its safety, and they have no
Yeah.
idea. They have no clue what they're talking about.
Yep. Yep.
So we're gonna air some light on that
Okay.
in this talk, and it might go a little longer than we want because I know there's so much information, but we'll get through it. Okay. So first of
Okay.
all,
I'll try to talk fast.
okay. So first of all, what is Gel-Lys?
Okay, so Gel-Lys is basically the device. And the device is called Gel-Lys because it cures what we call the glue, which is link gel. It's not nail gel, it's just a soft that becomes a hardenized. So that's why we call it gel, like hair gel, that's a gel. And the device we're talking about is the Gel-Lys, and then there's actually a Gel-Lys method. So there's two current patent pendings in the middle of the screen for the Gel-Lys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the Gel-Lys device and then it's the gel. So what is link gel then?
Link gel is actually an LED durable curable glue. So this bottle is a 10 ml bottle, and if you hit it with light, like even right now, the sun's right here. If I took this bottle and opened it and poured it on something and I took it outside, especially this kind of light because it's really bright today, it'll just instantly polymerize. It'll instantly dry the glue under the light. Instead of where regular glue, I don't have any with me, if you put it in the light, it's not going to be affected by the visible spectrum or
Wow.
UV spectrum. This one cures with visible light, so you don't need UV to cure. So that's one of the misconceptions of the Gel-Lys.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to get to right off the bat.
Okay.
I know people have been talking about, let me look at my notes here. People have been saying, and even I've made the mistake of just calling it a UV light because it just sounds cooler. Even though
Yeah.
I know, even though I know, obviously you don't want UVs to be on yourself and on your body in an exposed amount of time. So it is not UV, right?
No, it's not okay, so there's UVA, UVB, and UVC.
Yes.
UV, let's explain. Nail gel lamps are UVA.
Okay.
So we are still exposing our hands and our arms to UV, but it's not a bad thing. I think people are scared of the sun, then you're going to be like a Dracula or vampire. We all have to have sun, so it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Sun tanning beds are 95% UVA and 5% UVB. UVB, there are psoriasis and eczema machines that help with skin therapy, and that's UVB. And then UVC is like your high, like sterilization, killing things, microorganisms, that's UVC. So we're talking about visible light, and that's above the 400 light spectrum. So
Right.
anything below 395 is UV, anything above 400 is visible. So this is above 400.
Right. And so just to give everyone a visual perspective, imagine you have a line bar, and on one end of the spectrum, you have radio waves, right? You have your radio waves, and then comes microwaves, and then comes infrared waves, and then a tiny itty bitty little like space is visible light waves, okay? And then right on the cusp of that visible light wave going into UV and gamma rays is the UV, like what you're saying, the UVA, UVB, and that doorway is so small that's why people get confused and confuse your LED light, I think, for UV, because you know your color is purple, right? Purple
It's
is
purple.
so, and that purple, it's the color right before it reaches, it's like 360, 300, like whatever nanometers wavelength, and it's right on the cusp of that UV spectrum. So that's why people get confused, and people don't understand that. But so it's not on UV. It's not on the UV side. It's still on the visible light spectrum.
Yes, it does still have a little bit of the UV, but it's not like what people think when they think about putting their eyes under a nail gel lamp. That's where I think there's a misconception, because they see the purple light and they see lights, LED lights under the dome of a gel lamp, and it looks kind of similar, but it's not the same type of LED. And LED is light emitting diode, so that's the little light bulb that you see in those domes.
Okay, cool. So tell me about your recent post that you just did, and you told everyone to go screw themselves, because I thought that was hilarious.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I don't know I'm not going to be emotional about it, but I just feel like I've been bullied a lot, even in school. When I was younger, I was the shy kid, and I'm finally, as an adult, starting to find my voice. And the thing is that what I noticed are people will say something without knowing what the heck they're talking about. So with this study, what happened was we wanted to get ANSI standard testing done, which is the highest level of standardized testing internationally for this device. And that's actually used around the eyes and radiation around the skin. So it actually tests both things. And with that test, I can go to the people on social media who've been talking smack and being like, bitch, here you go. You know, like, this is the test, and this is not unsafe, and like it's not going to cause cancer, and it's not going to mess up your sleep rhythm, blue feedback stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff I've seen on Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, like, and or like people commenting about, oh my God, I would never go to her because of her nails, because her nails are janky. Like, just stop. Like, you know, like, let's stop being a bully or trolling on Instagram and Facebook. So I think more so scientifically, this was just a way to ensure safety for everyone and peace of mind for their clients, and also for the lash artists.
Yes, and I love that you did that. I really did love that post. I mean, I'm gonna read from it here really quick right now. Like you said, you know, you can all, you haters can all shut the F up right now. And then you said, I'm proud to announce that Illumino Gel-Lys curing device has been measured and evaluated for potentially hazardous radiant output in consideration of relevant provisions of, and then you have like this whole slew of acronyms of departments or names or whatever, specifications for exposure to ultraviolet, visible, and near infrared radiation. So you pretty much debunked everyone's whatever they're saying.
Yes, we want, well, the scientists did. It's just, I mean, when I went in search for a research laboratory who would even take this project on, a lot of people weren't going to do it because there's no way to test it. And so like I had to actually reach out to the chair of ICNIRP. I don't know what the acronym is, but basically that's the guy who's just recently been posted. He's the American laser guy. I call him the American laser surgeon general.
Yeah.
And he was willing.
Is this guy?
Yeah, Dr.
Okay.
Sweeney. And he
Okay,
was
perfect.
willing to meet with me in San Francisco and watch me apply lashes on one of my staff members and actually see how the process went. And then if they were willing to take on the project because they wanted to see what it was about first. So I think really what it is eyelashes is still so new and people don't really know anything about it. And it was interesting because they were willing to take on this project because then once they saw what it was, they were like, oh, like this is cool and this is different and like let's do this. So
Yeah.
I had two very well-known doctors in the eye in place, like researchers actually do the third-party testing. So that was cool. And
That is
it kind
so
of
amazing.
turned them on to the eyelash extension industry, like actually knowing more about it. So it's like, you know, you learn from each other.
Yeah, it's not just, I mean, it's a beauty industry, but it's not just like there's more to it than just looking beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So that is amazing. And so we have a couple of people, someone asking, oh, Alma Valladares, she's asking, can you use the glue without the tool?
Technically you cannot because when you set it, it doesn't cure or dry as fast as regular glue. You need the light to dry it. But it's like basically you're gonna get stickies if you don't dry it. So the whole point is you don't want stickies because then we work faster. So we're gonna apply and shake it to the side and put it on, turn on the light. So it's kind of like making you work faster. Thanks.
Yeah, she says, I'm going to see you on Shark Tank in the future. That's so cute.
Right on.
I see it too. I totally see it too. But yeah, so with that kind of statement with the glue, we're going to get into that. Does it work for people with cyanoacrylate allergies?
Okay, there's different types of allergies and sensitivities. Your client may be allergic to the glue that has a certain stabilizer that has the cyanoacrylate. Every glue on the market right now is basically an acrylate, right?
Right.
So either they're gonna be allergic to the glue, which is the acrylate, or they're gonna be allergic to the stabilizer that makes and holds the glue together or binds it or keeps the shelf life going. We don't know what they're allergic to. If
Right.
they are really truly allergic to acrylates, then no, they are not able to use this. But we have a 50% success rate right now for people because they're actually not allergic to acrylate. They're allergic to a certain stabilizer that is in glue that we don't have in this glue. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes. No, that makes perfect sense. Okay. So obviously everyone just has to be aware of that, right? There's nothing that's completely 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to claim that because then I'm just a really greedy person and trying to sell you something that's snake oil. So that's not me. But I
Yeah.
just seen and have heard success stories. And what from my understanding is from what the chemists have explained to me is this is a formula like no other in the entire world. This is first of its kind. So people who have had sensitivities or previous allergies to regular extension glue, which they've looked at, could be the HQ, the
Right.
hydroquinone or different type of stabilizer, and we don't have those stabilizers in our glue, and that's why people aren't allergic. And that was something I honestly didn't expect. Like I didn't create this for people with allergies. Like I wasn't like trying to do that. It was just a positive outcome from finding out that some of the people who had taken my classes and have used it on their clients who are no longer able to get lash extensions telling me that there's with this. And that's how we've been encouraging people that they can try a sample set, but you're really not putting on a full set because you might have to remove those lashes in case that they do have a reaction.
Yeah, for sure. I totally get it. Well, that's awesome. So how often do clients need a fill then?
Well, it's the same thing for everyone. Like right now I need a fill. Your lashes are going to grow and shed. So even if you do use the Gel-Lys system, you're still going to be coming in 2, 3, 4 weeks. 5 weeks is kind of stretching it because by that time you really need to do a removal because there's so many grown out. Take it from me. But generally, I've actually seen a stretch by a week or 2 more for clients because they're having the best retention of their life on their inner corners and outer corners. So that's actually been pretty cool, but it doesn't necessarily mean that their lashes look good. It just means that they're hella grown out. So I don't know. I think it's how depends on how often your clients want to come in for fills because they look kind of patchy because their
Yeah.
lashes are still going to shed.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I mean, yeah, they could still be on there for forever, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, but they're completely grown out. Totally get it.
Really grown out. Yeah.
Yeah, really. So it just means that I guess the retention is really just how long it really lasts on the eyelash, not necessarily how long it looks good on the eyelash, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I got my manicure a week and a half ago and it's growing away from my cuticle and I want to get them off and get a new color on and get a new shape on my nails. Like
Yeah.
think of that as a fill. Like you want your clients to come in and maintain the growth and take off those grown out puppies and then put them back down closer without touching the skin and also make sure that the shape of the lashes look good because you don't want one like me, one eyelash growing out really long and the other one's like kind of short, like you do need to come in every 2 or 3 or 4 weeks for fills. Like
Yeah.
everyone grows really quickly. The head of your hair and nails, it's the same thing with lashes. You'll see it growing, 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 especially the ones on the corners.
Yes,
Those you have to take off,
yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally get it. Okay, cool. So with that, I know I'm going to ask you like a whole slew of questions because I know people are going to think of stuff, but then they don't think of it. So I'm going to ask you, can you use the
Okay.
pinching method with this method?
Mm-mm. So,
No?
because you're holding the device with the I'm left-handed. So this is my left hand, and I'm going to place lashes with this hand. So this hand is my isolation hand. Usually when we're pinching, we're using our other hand to pinch and then to grab in place. This device is going to get in your way. So
Okay.
also, honestly, like even though you don't see it, but you can see it on foil now because I use foil for our link gel. If
Yeah.
you push your thumb down on the foil, you actually leave little fingerprint of oil that loosens the bond with this stuff. It doesn't really stick on anything that's oily. That's like gonna come
Oh.
off faster. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. So definitely it's its own thing. Okay. So
Yeah.
so no pinching method. So you don't have to look or learn how to do it off the strip then is what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. It's really good. It definitely helps those people know and be aware of this insight because I get
Yeah.
it. And so, does this device strain your hand when you use it for too long, or while you're
I don't
lashing?
believe, no, because it's proper isolation. And so for me, how I've taught myself through the years, because I used to do this for like, 8, 12 hours a day almost, especially during the holidays. What you want to do is if this is the forehead, you always want to relax something on the forehead. So like one of your fingers
Sure.
hold. So basically how we're isolating is just kind of pressing down against the face somewhere and relaxing our hand. And then the other thing is, I guess, your corners. I like move the face of the client's face. So I'm still tilting, like this or tilting like this and isolating. So that would be the only thing is some corners are a little bit more difficult because when you're trying to do this, it's a little heavier. So it's difficult to push the button. But
Okay.
that's something we go over in the class because I have to watch you hold it and then it takes some practice getting used to.
Okay.
And really,
Cool.
it's actually pretty light. What's heavy is the batteries.
Yeah, no, and I
So,
remember I held it and it wasn't too bad. It really wasn't.
yeah,
It definitely does. We're gonna be real with people. It does take time to get used to. Because I remember when I was
yeah,
learning how to do it, I was like, oh crap. And then like I tried to press the button, I was like, did I get it? Like, oh no, I didn't get it.
yeah.
But it was very easy to do it. It's a very minimal touch to get it
So
down.
imagine if you guys want to, you can probably experiment. We could put 2 AAAs. These aren't AAAs, these are lithium ions, but you can put it on the top of your tweezer. This is what weighs. This is
Yeah.
super light compared to this. So that's
Okay.
it's battery powered, and that's what we can't change the weight of a battery. That's
No,
what's gonna be heavy.
no, I totally get that. Okay, cool. And so can lash artists increase their service prices if they use your Gel-Lys
Abs-
device?
oh, please, you better. I mean, we encourage this because it's a premium service. Plus, lashes is luxury, blah blah blah. But really, you're gonna see better retention. So I tell my clients, you're gonna see better retention by 20 to 25%. So you should increase your prices by 20 to 25%. You can do regular glue here, Gel-Lys here. Tell them this is going to cost this much in 2 or 3 weeks, whatever your normal fill is. Let me know if you want to get this service, and basically that's your increase. It's kind of like saying nail polish versus gel nails. You have longer durable, longer lasting, so it's flexible, it's oil friendly, it's water friendly, so it's going to cost a little bit more. The product costs more. That's how I would explain it.
For sure. No, I totally get it. Yeah, and if it's a premium service, so of course. And so can you tell clients to go home and are they able to use mascara and makeup remover and all that stuff on there?
They could, but the only thing is, and this is how I describe it in my class, if you, and you work out, Lulu, I don't work out, but when you have a ponytail and if you have wet hair or if your hair is straight and you try to brush it, it's going to loosen the ponytail, right?
Yeah,
So the
for
only
sure.
thing is how you remove your makeup. It's not really what you use, because if your glue is really bonded, like this is my ring and it's really bonded, it's the lashes that are wet, and then you start to brush them or you start to really move it, then it'll pop off. But really this stuff, it doesn't budge. It's like so one of the ingredients, it's what's in plexiglass, if that makes
Okay.
sense. So it's a type of acrylic or an acrylate that makes plastic. It's a plasticizer, so it's completely it's Loctite, and it's actually a longer polymer, so it's very flexible. So that's why it doesn't just pop off. It actually kind of stays on longer, if
Oh,
that helps, because
wow.
that's why with regular glues, they're kind of crunchy, and then if you mess with it a little bit, sometimes they just fleck off because your hair is soft, but the glue isn't, so it just kind of pops. With this stuff,
Right.
it doesn't as much. Makes sense? And yeah, you
No,
can wear mascara and you could use makeup removers. It's just how do you take it off? Don't pull it, just lightly brush it, use a cleansing brush. There's different ways of not manhandling your beautiful lashes.
okay. Okay. Totally get it. Okay, cool. That's actually really awesome. Oh my gosh. Didn't realize that. So do people do people need to take a training for your course?
Yes, because safety first, safety first. And also, you're paying for something that I feel is valuable. So you're walking away with confidence, knowing how to use the product. Um,
Right.
I could be rich right now if I just sold it on Amazon. But
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a professional only product for professionals, because I'm a professional and I want us professionals to grow together. And training, I feel like, is a really huge aspect of growing and how to use your product. So we do a hands-on, and we also go over marketing and really how to talk to your clients and how to explain the safety and efficacy of the product. So it's a lot that we cover.
Wow, that's really neat. And so, yeah, because I remember that was a big thing for you at the beginning was, people just wanted to buy the device and you were like, nope, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was this company when I first started doing nails that wouldn't sell their gel polishes and their gel soak off system without taking their class. And I kind of didn't like that, but I liked their product, so I took their class. And what I found valuable was that it helped me learn how to use their specific system in the way that they want us to use it, so we have the best outcome and retention for our clients' nails. That's kind of how I look at our education. Is I want you to walk away with feeling and knowing everything that you should know in order to become successful in your business with lashes. That's the only way I feel like I could reach to people, is if we train them properly. And so it's just basically everyone has to get trained in order to use the system.
That's cool. And so do you train girls who are just learning how to do volume, or do they already have to have done volume, been trained in volume before you teach them that?
So this training doesn't require volume experience. It requires that you have a minimum of good full-time 6 months of lash experience.
Okay.
So because I feel like the fundamentals is no stickies, distance, how much glue you're picking up, trajectory, weight, how to isolate, how to hold, how to place, like all of those things I feel like are things that I can't just teach you in a one-day class. So you should come well prepared and ready to know how to do those things. And then the next step up is learning how to use the device.
Right. So how long is your training? Is it a 2-day?
It's a 1 day.
Okay.
So it's 1 day with lunch provided, and then we have models. So your models come in and we work hard, like 4 or 5 hours of just putting on lashes.
But obviously you don't expect, you tell your models you don't expect them to leave with full sets, right? Or is it just practice or?
Okay, so we do say that because we don't want to bum out our models, but I've actually seen the fullest sets in my classes. So I guess it just depends on your level and your speed and how fast of a learner you are and how comfortable. So that's all the different variables. Like one girl from San Diego, I saw her do a full set in an hour and a half of classic, and I was like,
wow,
bowing down to her. And then there could be someone who does mega volumes, and she does it in 3 hours, and it's like every single corner to corner. Or you could be someone who doesn't really feel comfortable holding the device. The tweezers just aren't working for you the way that you're used to holding your tweezers. So that may take like five hours, and you only get like half a set. Everyone's different. Their speeds are different. Just we all learn differently.
For sure. No, and I love that you're right there with them to help teach them that and to really try to get it down versus them trying to figure it out on their own, right? Just I love that.
The number one thing to me is because I feel like I'm good at watching what you're doing and figuring out what could be better. I think that's what I'm good at. I'm not the best lash artist. I'm not the best judge. Like that's not who I am, but I'm really good at knowing my system, and I know how to use it, and I want it to be the best, for you to perform with it. So whatever, if I'm watching you demo with it and perform with it, and I see something slightly off or uncomfortable in your hands, I want to make it better. So that way, then it's like the best thing that's helping your business. But that's the only thing I can really help in training. But once you leave my door, I have to hope and pray to the lash gods that you're doing it correctly. But reach out to me if you have any questions.
Perfect. Okay, so where are you doing your trainings?
We're traveling a lot now. We just came back from the Miami training, but it ends up being in West Palm. We'll be at Scottsdale Lash Conference in Arizona, Europe, Hungary, like Birmingham, London, Mexico, Oakland, a lot of Oakland classes because this is where we're located. Hawaii, because it will be my second home. So I want to go to Canada and New York, upper state New York, but we need someone to host us because I'm not going to try to do it at a hotel. It's like too much with having massage tables and lights and trolleys and stuff to haul around.
No, for sure. Yeah. And you definitely want to try to find someone to host. So if anyone's listening and you know somebody, or you're in the East Coast or another state or in a different country and want to host her, definitely contact her. Where can they reach you at, hon?
Email us or DM us, info@Illumino Lashes or Illumino Extensions on Instagram.
So let me write this down. So it's illuminolashes.com, right?
Yeah, info@illuminolashes.com, or our IG is Illumino Extensions. Yeah.
Illumino Extensions.
Emailing is best. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I have it up here again, info@illuminolashes.com. And
Thanks,
obviously no problem. And go follow her on her Instagram. She's been posting, some really cool stuff. And, she definitely keeps you up to date because, obviously I follow her. How long have we been friends? 3 years? 3 years?
Has it been 3 years?
So, yeah, I met you
at Jill's conference.
Yeah, Jill's conference.
I met you there.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago.
It wasn't more than 3?
4 years ago?
I feel like I don't know.
I think it's probably 4 years ago, girl.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. So obviously, you guys, she's a good friend of mine. I think it's marvelous what she's doing for the industry, what she's innovated, and that's what she really wants. You guys, she really is the most sweetest, genuine person, and all she really wants to do is help you guys. And so please don't be those haters and those bashers that just come out and say stupid things, or else, and I loved it how when they did come out and start saying dumb things about the Gel-Lys, like you had a whole slew of people having your back, and just saying stuff. Like I remember Michelle and Megs and everyone was like posting, and I was about to post something. I was like, dang it, they beat me to it.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, that's actually the power of Lash friendships. We all have each
Yeah,
other's back. People
yeah,
think we're like Michelle Rath, we're speaking of from Simple Lashes. She's a
yes.
brand, so you would think that's my frenemy, that's my competition, but
Hmm.
it's not like that. This Lash world is so small, you guys. We all kind of know each other, and we're pretty. Some people are more closer than others. We have each other's back, so um,
Yeah.
I just kind of stopped like talking back to people because I got so. I'm be honest. I felt kind of hurt,
Uh-oh.
and
I think we
I was like
froze.
tired of being, like thrown eggs at. Oh, are you there,
Oh,
Lulu?
I'm sorry.
That's
We
okay.
froze there for a
Okay, I
minute. So
see
you were
you.
saying that, okay.
And I was just saying, like, I felt pretty defeated. And, even though people go, like, sticks and stones may break your bones and blah, 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 but still it hurts,
Yeah.
especially when you've created it. So I just kind of stopped looking at negative stuff and just trying to envelop myself into developing my product and, like, doing other things with the research aspect and packaging. And so now we're back. And it was nice seeing other people sticking up for me because that really actually touched me, really. My heart is bigger because of that.
Okay, I mean, we're pretty much almost done here wrapping it up, but you
Yeah,
were saying you were talking about how, the industry is really small.
yeah, yeah. And so I feel really lucky to know you and Marisol and everyone else. Like, we keep it pretty real, right? Like,
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's really cool because, even if you're listening right now and you're a solo artist and you're working, in your own little place, whether it's, a small studio or trying to just make ends meet at home so that you can build it up to be a studio, right? Like, you're not a big brand. You still have a lot of, uh, what's it called, similarities, and you're going through a lot of the same things a lot of other women are going through, and that's a part of what we've gone through, you've gone through, and even like when you go to conferences, you meet girls and guys who are in your same boat, or just maybe getting out of the boat, or just right where maybe you want to be, and that's the perfect point in time to connect, right, and get
yeah.
information.
I got hooked on Lash conferences after my first one. And I was like,
when
I
was
didn't even know this existed. Yeah.
when was that?
It was the one in Long Beach. It was where
Oh,
there was Irina Levchuk and Loretta, and Jill was hosting that with
okay.
Eva. It was just a very,
Oh, yeah, so one of the first ones. Okay.
yeah, that was like my crack. Like after that, I was like, when's the next one? Like, how can I afford this? Like, I'm gonna start saving my money. Like, it was amazing, and it's definitely like meeting other people who are doing the same thing. It makes you feel like it's okay and it's human.
Right, for sure. And I love that. Yes. So if you guys, obviously, I think we've wrapped it up. Is there anything else you want to let us know about the Gel-Lys? Anything at all?
No, I think you basically just covered the myths or questions that people ask. I do want to say that I'm probably gonna go a different route with if when the conference happens, more so about the how and why of the Jillies, because I think
Mhm.
people want to know more about it. So that's the direction we're gonna probably go. But spin it a little bit positive about collaboration and
Yeah.
camaraderie.
Yeah, that's actually really awesome. Okay, perfect. Well, Soo-Jin, thank you for joining me. And remember, guys, she is one of our speakers at our conference. So definitely look her up. Go like her on Facebook, follow her, send her a message. She's really awesome. Her team will get back to you guys. She promises. She's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Lulu. You're awesome too.
No
Okay.
problem. Thanks. Well, have a great day, babe. And we'll see you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.